Lifelong learning is our passion. This is what ACE is about. And very many people who have had previous poor experiences of the formal education system, they're coming back to us, so we're very conscious of that. Very many others are graduates. We currently have over 3,000 students registered on various courses, ranging from short courses, which are general interest type programs. We have probably the widest range in this country. They cover huge diversity of interests, and they play an important part in terms of the university's engagement with the intellectual life of the city. We have them in the arts, we have them in science, we have them in almost every conceivable interest area. All the accredited programs are anchored in an academic department or school. We also have a lot of certificate diploma courses. We also have professional development programs, somebody who wants to move on with their career in health and safety or human resources. And of course we also run in-house bespoke programs in various companies. So this is, I suppose, an expanding area of what we do. It's all part of the lifelong learning journey, and of course we have the same ethos and values as we have in the other programs, but it's, I suppose, at a higher level for very many people. And of course many of these are coming back to education after a long absence as well, maybe graduated many years ago. Some people aren't graduates and they're getting onto these programs based on their experience. And these are all important, and it's very important for us, I suppose, that we maintain the ethos and values that we have in the other programs.
Here in UL, we're passionate about lifelong learning, whether it be for career enhancement or personal development. We have developed a very strong reputation in working with industry.
Many of our programs are developed to address employer needs, and we collaborate with industry to deliver and design course content. Our flexible delivery methods ensure our students maintain a healthy balance between work, home and study. Focused on employability, our students gain practical real-world knowledge and experience that they can apply immediately to their current roles or to their future career ambitions. Some of our recent collaborations have been working with the HSE to implement quality management systems within their organisation, and using Johnson & Johnson industry experts in the teaching of the MSc in mechatronics. Designing and delivering the higher diploma in middleware integration with General Motors, the higher diploma in international financial services with Northern Trust, the BSc in engineering science with Intel, the Masters in Lean Sigma Systems with Lufthansa Technik, the Masters in AI with ICT Skillnet, and of course the BSc and Masters in Supply Chain with Dell Technologies.
Hi there, I'm Dave Griffin, Business Development Communications Director with Dell Technologies Limerick. Our relationship with University of Limerick goes way back to the establishment of our operations in 1990. And over the many intervening years, we have always viewed UL as an important source of talent, as well as a rich resource of continuous professional development for many of our team members. UL has always been responsive to ours and to the overall industry's needs, and some great examples of collaboration on the education front would include the BSc and MSc in supply chain management in recent years, which is aligned so well with our specific needs. And there are many more examples. And we continue to hire interns, co-ops and grads from UL, and are proud to promote their skills and talents all the way up to our most senior company leadership.
The Midwest region in particular is strong in its commitment to lifelong learning through industry educator groups like the Midwest Skills Forum, Limerick for Engineering and Limerick for IT. These groups bring education and industry together as part of a shared conversation on future skills.
One of the things that we do really well in the Midwest here and around Limerick is a collaboration between industry and academia. And we've got some very strong institutions and we've got some very strong industry in the region as well. We've seen huge growth over the last 10 years, and a lot of that can be attributed to how we're satisfying the skills gap and the pipeline of technical graduates that are coming out of UL. And
also, UL has recently secured a significant fund under Ireland's Human Capital Initiative, which aims to progress the lifelong learning ethos into workplaces across Ireland as a portfolio of professional programmes for workplace learners. UL's proposal, UL at Work, will build a flexible, technology-enhanced learning platform that responds to digitisation and the future world of work. Develop digital industry 4.0 talent through flexible, innovative and technology-enabled experiential learning that really brings enterprise expertise into education and education into the workplace to form a co-designed future learning environment. So UL at Work will deliver undergraduate and postgraduate programmes for both campus and work-based learners and sustain and formalise the further development of the university's institutional capability to deliver emerging technical and transversal skills in partnership with enterprise. It will deliver programmes around current and growing and future skills that we're hearing more and more about in the wake of digitisation. For example, ICT, robotics, artificial intelligence, manufacturing 4.0, data analytics, combined with a strong mix of transversal and soft skills like creativity, teamwork, entrepreneurship, leadership and customer empathy.
With Limerick being a UNESCO Learning City, UL is delighted to be part of the Limerick Lifelong Learning Festival Steering Group.
Hello, my name is Yvonne Lane, Lifelong Learning Facilitator, and I work for the Learning Limerick Steering Group. One of my key roles in working for this group is to organise the annual Limerick Lifelong Learning Festival, a festival now in its 10th year, and for the first year being run as a virtual festival this September. We are delighted to be working again in close collaboration with our partners University of Limerick in bringing this festival to life. UL has been involved in the festival from the very beginning, 10 years ago, as a key sponsor and organiser of multiple festival events. This year we were delighted to have over 20 events organised by University of Limerick. Examples including drones and underwater robots going where we can't, humans and intelligent machines, how they will impact the future world of work, the Irish World Music Cafe, sociology in the city, racism and anti-racism, hugely engaging events for all the community. They also demonstrate UL's long-standing tradition of engaging with business and their links with industry. Indeed, UL were key in being involved with us in organising our Learning in a Changed Business World flagship event for the festival this year. We are delighted to be working closely with UL in promoting Limerick as a UNESCO Learning City region and our UNESCO Learning City Award. We wish you luck with your conference.
Galway, on the west coast of Ireland, is a place where the past and the future meet. The National University of Ireland, Galway, is among the top 1% of universities in the world and is a talent pipeline for the local medtech hub. 8 of the world's top 10 medtech companies are based here, and the medical devices designed and made in Galway are saving lives all over the world. NUI Galway has more than 30 research centres that create knowledge from aerospace to zoology. It also has colleges of humanities, science and engineering, medicine and business. and its 2,000 staff cater for more than 20,000 full-time students. The Centre for Adult Learning and Professional Development manages the part-time programs for more than 2,000 students who work full-time in industry and study part-time. The modular programs are designed for flexibility with multiple entry and exit routes and can be completed over a period of 1 to 4 years. One particularly innovative tool used is the work-based research project. Each student must select a research question that addresses a need within their own place of work. This could range from a lean analysis of a manufacturing process to creating a change management strategy for their department. One of the criteria of the assessment process is the applicability of the research outcomes to the student's workplace. This not only adds value to the student, but also to the company. We brought the work-based project a step further on one of our bespoke programs created specifically to meet the workforce development needs of a medical device manufacturer. The assessment incorporates the problem-solving model that the company uses for technicians to address issues in the production process. Every student must summarize their research using this model as they present their thesis in a viva. Integrating the student's study into their workplace is only one of the research-based innovations that we use. Recent research on university-industry collaboration revealed that 80% of industry partners believed that collaboration with the university is relevant to meeting their current and future workforce development needs. The recently completed Gonzalez report found that the key objectives for industry to collaborate with universities are to generate talent through accredited programs and to inform academic programs to ensure the relevance of their content. Interestingly, findings also show that work-based learning is the preferred delivery modality, with classroom learning trailing in fourth place. The report recommends that successful collaboration between university and industry must have a cohesive strategy with the correct support for the implementation of solutions that are agile, lean, and adaptive. Our goal is to co-create workforce development with our industry partners, to co-design, co-develop, and co-deliver. To learn more about what we do, find us online at www.nuigalway.ie/adult learning.
RPL allows us to recognise and acknowledge formal and non-formal and work-based learning that a learner brings to CIT as part of their completion of a programme.
There's an increasing emphasis on the provision of education and the need to attain formalised education, and that I would suggest, for example, is one of the key roles that RPL and RPEL would have in the context, for example, of social change.
I chose RPL for the reason the recession had just hit and I wanted to get better at what I wanted to do.
I availed of RPL because in the first semester I realised in subjects like plant science and botany that I'd already covered a lot of the course material, and I knew that as a mature student who'd been away from school quite a long time and away from subjects like maths, that I could really do with the extra time to catch up with those.
RPL certainly supports the needs of lifelong learners in that people who would have come through education systems maybe 10-15 years ago find that their qualifications are no longer valid.
For over 20 years, CIT has remained committed to both lifelong learners and recognition of prior learning. In CIT, we have a working RPL policy which allows us to engage with industry and to engage with learners to ensure that all of their learning is captured.
The experience was great. The staff were very friendly and very helpful. We had a coordinator between CIT and Flextronics, and they advised us on the positive sides of the RPL, and it was absolutely great. Any help we needed, we got it.
And it's what you put in is what you get out, because if you're prepared to do that in your study, you're going to do that in the working world.
The advice I'd pass on to anyone considering RPL would be to not just look at any courses or degrees that you've held, but any kind of interests or hobbies or things that you've been involved in your life, because you should really value the experiences that you bring as a mature student to college.
So somebody who's older, more experienced, more patient, has more common sense, they tend to approach the learning experience with all of those qualities, and it has a settling effect on those around them. When you look back on how many people's lives were changed for the better, you think, well, that's a good thing to have. RPL is a good thing to have.
The Communiversity is about people. It is a three-way partnership between Maynooth University, community-based organisations such as local leader partnership companies, and the public library service. The objective for each partner is to engage people for whom higher education appears distant, alien and unobtainable in a university-level course in a secure and familiar environment for personal and community development with the aim of social inclusion and active citizenship. It is a great example of best practice in shared public services. How it works. The venue is usually in a local library which is seen as a neutral space set in the familiar surroundings of a local neighbourhood. This is important in encouraging people for whom going to university would seem a step too far at this stage. A taster session for the general public allows those interested to gain a better understanding of the programme content and structure by meeting the module lecturers and the partnership coordinators. It also allows the community partners to recruit from the attendees. The following week, the 12 or 16 week programme starts with a local history module. The intention here is to create the space for the participants to share their local knowledge. By the end of the 4 weeks of local history, the dialogic nature of the course has been set and more abstract modules can be introduced, such as psychology, economics, politics, philosophy, sociology and media studies, etc. To round off the programme, participants are invited to a celebration of learning awards ceremony, whereby each local communiversity run for that academic year is invited to come on campus to Maynooth University, bringing them all together to meet and share their experiences. So that's how the Communiversity works. But what it does is probably better said by the students themselves. It opened up a new world for me. It made me want to read different books, said one. It exposes you to something that you ordinarily wouldn't be exposed to. It opened your mind to something that you might automatically think, oh no, that's not for me, and suddenly you think differently. Another said, it was so much more than just education. I had a lot of anxiety, so it was a great place to find out what a learning environment would be like. I felt so good about myself, and I felt that I was a good influence on the class. The whole thing was great. I actually feel good just talking about it, looking back. I was full of fears, and it gave me the confidence to go back to education. And finally, this person said, the people who organised this course, I doubt that they realised the ripple effect that it was going to have. I have a son who is a secondary school teacher, and he talks about this course when he's teaching his kids in school. The Communiversity came out of the economic collapse and banking crisis in 2010, and it now finds itself in another one, the COVID-19 pandemic. This crisis too will pass, but the underlying needs of the communities that we serve will remain. The longer-term societal ills of disadvantage, exclusion, loneliness and isolation in old age, of anxiety, depression and mental health issues, and addiction recovery will be here for a long time. It is initiatives such as the Communiversity that will help people to come together and to allow healing to take place.
Thank you for listening to our short online learning marketing video. Here we are in the Institute of Technology Sligo on the edge of Europe, in a sparsely populated region, teaching adults from all over Ireland and even all over the world, even though we have not actively recruited internationally. We started online learning here in 2002 and immediately realized we were pushing an open door. Demand was huge for our industry-focused online courses. Growth has been exponential at 20% or more for the last 18 years. We detected a huge unmet demand for convenient access to accredited courses that we believe, even now in Ireland and internationally, is not being met. However, our growth depended not only on demand, but also on our capacity to deliver. Our original decision to keep our online teaching simple, either live online classes or simple low-cost recordings, has made it very easy for lecturers to move online and for us to rapidly develop online programs. However, looking to the future, we know that further innovation is needed. IT Sligo has been given significant funding to work with 2 neighbouring institutes of technology to merge and form a technological university, and specifically to further innovate in the provision of continuing education for individuals and employers. In the next 4 years, here are the issues that we will be addressing. Liaising with employers to determine their skills needs. Talking to adults about their career desires and potential. Putting the infrastructure in place and changing our policies and working methods so that we can quickly respond to the needs of employers and individuals. Giving adult learners the freedom they need to get their learning and qualifications from wherever they wish. And recognising all their learning towards major qualifications. Providing open, free courses to the public and giving credit for open courses taken from elsewhere. Possibly through offering electronic micro-credentials and accepting micro-credentials from others. And not forgetting the awarding of credit for learning gained through work or other life experiences. So thank you for listening, and we look forward to working with you all in the future development of lifelong learning, arguably the most exciting frontier in higher education at this point in time. Do come and visit us sometime.